Damn it!
Oh. Man, that was such a great intro I just did.
Yeah.
I came to find out that I'm muted.
We will never have that good of an intro again.
Oh,
You can thank Sean for that.
terrible. All right. So welcome to the Beard Kevin podcast. This is the podcast you guys earn by donating over $7,000 to our 24-hour charity live stream. So we're gonna pretty much keep the party going until we run out of guests. But welcome. So why is Beard Kevin podcast? Well, Kev Shall Perish and myself, Cypher, we're both named Kevin. We both have beards. So,
I think mine might be a little better, but yeah. Well,
yours is a tremendously much better.
Be the judge.
Tremendously much better. I'm quite jealous about that, by the way.
I need to.
It's so full and lush.
I need to get on Bobby's level of beard when he does.
So just to give you guys a heads up, every week on Wednesday we're gonna go ahead and have guests over. Most guests will be people that you saw during the 24-hour stream. The goal is just to talk, have fun, share some Steam keys with you guys, the listeners, as a way of saying thank you. This week we are giving away Loop Hero and Resident Evil 2, so be aware of that. And pretty much just have fun, enjoy, and talk. But first of all, I'll hand it off to Kev to share anything he wants to say before we start.
So I totally spaced on the giveaways. I'll have that ready in like 5 minutes probably.
Yeah, say 5 minutes. It's fine.
So I just want to say thank you all for reaching our $7,000 goal and beyond. We're hoping to help you guys enjoy this. We'll try our best to improve the quality, I guess. If it looks bad, you can blame Sean because we're sending him our video. But yeah.
And don't be afraid to donate during the stream. You are more than free to keep donating.
Yeah,
donating never stops. We're donating the entire year long. The goal is still to hit past 13,370. So if you want to drop $1 a stream, it's still helpful regardless of how much you donate. It's always helpful. Thank you very much, Becca. But further ado, let's welcome our first guest, the man of the moment, the one who brought us all together. Also the man that you guys pretty much led you to this wonderful stream alert, our good friend Sean Sharkums, the founder of Sharkims and Friends, and also our main guest today. So Sean, how about you pop in and say hello?
Oh, is it working? It's a black screen. Oh, there we go.
Hello.
He is.
I'm here. Yeah, hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. Oh, look how excited Becca is. I like to have cheerleaders.
Oh, now she's two things.
Yes,
Okay,
she always was a cheerleader.
So for all of us who are new, pretty much the goal here is just to talk, share some ideas. But the first thing we want to do, our first episode, was actually talk about the journey to this 24-hour stream and what is in it for Sharkims Friends moving forward. And so pretty much Kevin and I will just be asking questions to Sean. Sean and I will be sharing, and we'll be drinking beers and enjoying. I have myself a Bourbon County barrel aged stout from Goose Island. Kev, what are you drinking today?
I have an Angry Orchard hard cider. I'm not much of a beer drinker, but I enjoy these. So.
And Sean, are you drinking with us today, or are you staying sober? It's okay.
I'm gonna try and drink. We'll see if I can actually drink. I have a strawberry Angry Orchard because I like strawberry and I saw it was new. It's in a can, and it's actually probably for sure. It might be malt liquor. We'll find out. No, it says it has strawberries in it.
It's like an alcoholic Shirley Temple. I love it.
The first ingredient is hard cider, so that's a good sign.
If you don't end up liking it, can you wash your floor with it?
If I don't drink this, I think
like Fabuloso.
It. Yes, like Fabuloso. It might smell like strawberries. That's not a bad.
It's gonna smell delicious. That's your working on the floor.
I also have mango hibiscus tea if I can't drink this, so that's something.
Bobby has peach mango tea, and Becca has cherry bubbly. And also let you guys know, there's going to be a moment for you guys to ask questions in this podcast, so you can shoot questions inside. I'll be grabbing those questions, and then we'll be asking at the end of the stream. Some of those questions to Sean. So if you might have questions as we're going along and go, but let's go ahead and let's start with our first question today. So Sharkums, Mr. Sean. Let's talk about how did the 24-hour stream start? Like what inspired you to start the first 24-hour stream? Because Kevin and I were not there for the first one. That was between you, Michael, and Nate. What brought it on?
So it's not the world's like most amazing story. But so I was at work with two of my coworkers, and we talked about how we like to LAN. We actually did it once. We had a little LAN party in our living room, just the three of us, and we're like, why are we playing World of Warcraft for so long and also not fundraising for Extra Life? Because I'd found Extra Life a while ago and really wanted to get involved. So basically, it came out of we should do something good with our like bet to see if we could survive 24 hours of playing World of Warcraft. And we did 3 times. I think it was 3 of the fundraisers we did World of Warcraft for 24 hours. I think. Was it 2?
Let's see. The first one, yeah. Then I came on for the second one. And then did we do I feel like the third one we were spotty around it, but we didn't do a full 24 hours. I feel we did like 2/3 of it.
Yeah, I don't think I jumped until the 4th one. I had moved back to California before I jumped in.
Yeah, you were in Texas in the wonderful flooded waters at the time.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was fun.
I'm trying to think. By the time Kev played, he played World of Warcraft, but I think the main thing was WoW Classic. In the beginning of 2019.
I did not play World of Warcraft at all. You dragged me kicking and screaming to WoW Classic.
True, I did.
It was terrible. Never play that.
I remember that. You did WoW Classic, and then at the end we taught you, like, this is regular WoW. You're like, this is tremendously better.
Also, you guys waited till the end of the 24 hours to tell me about auto loot. So, thanks.
You didn't ask.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I still don't auto loot to this day. Like, I just don't. I just still click on
evangelical
everything.
of WoW.
All right.
I would say you are evangelical of WoW. I remember when you first said you're going to do 24 hours of WoW, and I was just like, I don't even think I can watch someone play 24 hours of WoW. Like, that seems brutal. I remember I was hopping like in and out of your stream, 24-hour stream. I'm like, oh God, this is just, how are they doing? And like Nate's like belligerent and drunk. And if you've never seen the first 24-hour stream, I don't know if we have video of it still, but like one of the members, he decides to drink during the 24-hour stream, and he's everywhere.
We only have a couple of clips, I think. That was one of the things that died on all my drives before the last event.
Oh God, yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah. I can't remember which one that was, but it was a disaster.
My question for you, why of, all the charities you could have chosen, how come Seattle Children's Hospital, compared to all the rest that also, promote, not promote, but help families take care of their kids that have terminal diseases and whatnot?
Moving this in front of my face so that I can look at you rather than try to look around to find you. So Seattle Children's was kind of, I mean, I don't know if you've been around. I mean, you've been around, so you've met people. Almost all the kids that you know have been to a children's hospital at some point in some way or another. A lot of them. Most families have for some reason or another, especially if they don't have the money. I mean, it's expensive. It's really expensive to take anyone to the hospital for any reason whatsoever, especially like a specialty or new disease that a kid has. I ended up there because I know several people who've spent weeks and weeks or months and months at Seattle Children's Hospital. Extra Life happened specifically because I really liked the story of why. I don't know that most people know this part about Extra Life, but it was created 11 years ago now by some people who just wanted to do something for a kid who basically was in almost 24-hour chemo treatments.
Jesus.
Like they were in the hospital for months and basically getting chemo treatment around the clock. And they were like, okay, so how can we help? We can maybe raise some money. So they said, we'll stay up all night. We'll stay up for 24 hours and try to raise money. And it's kind of like a true gamer initiative, something that you can do online, something that you can kind of bring a different group of people together for. Doing something they already love and then making something they love into a real life challenge. Not to say that staying up 24 hours and playing video games is anywhere near as difficult as going through chemo, but you guys know. You've been there. It's not the world's easiest thing to stay up for 24 hours and run a stream and play video games. So yeah, that's how we kind of ended up there, because I wanted something that involved some level of challenge. I know all charitable work is good. All charitable work is important, but I feel like there's work and effort involved in this.
No, and without a doubt. I mean, you've been successful. I mean, we've been successful. We're number one of independent people who donate to Seattle Children's Hospital, only losing to who do we lose to again? We lose to Wizard of the Coast.
Yep.
Yeah, Wizards and all of the D&D efforts.
Yeah. But apart from that, I mean, as an independent streamer, not like a big time, like apart from all those who sort of have like a brand name and everything, I mean, being number one, that's big. I mean, for you, what's been the most powerful moment that you've had? Because I know you've been invited to Seattle Children's Hospital, and you've been invited to be given thanks and everything. What's been the most powerful moment for you going forward with this whole entire experience for these past few streams, as you've gone to visit Seattle Children itself? Got to understand all the help you've been doing and stuff. Like, what has hit home to you, feeling of like, wow, I'm doing a huge difference?
So I have personal experiences of people who have as close family and friends that have been there for months at a time. We've met some of the kids. Last year we went to a summit in the beginning of the year, and there was a family there that basically their son would not have survived if it wasn't for Seattle Children's Hospital, and they lived there for a year. They basically had to give up their jobs and their life to be there all the time. So they got most of what pays for all of that is charitable stuff. It's something around 50% of the charitable donations, similar to what we raise, that go to paying for like advanced and new medical treatments, stuff that is extremely expensive, special medical equipment, being in like a sealed being in a sealed room for 9.5 months, that kind of stuff. And seeing those numbers and seeing those people and seeing the success that they have with all of these extremely rare terminal illnesses in children, that kind of did it for me. It's really important to me, that kids have a chance. It is something that's always been important to me, and I didn't really realize it until a few years ago when I was able to finally put it into words. But it's hard to raise a kid. It's hard to raise a kid well, and it's even harder to save a kid if they have some sort of terminal illness. And I mean, I'll get straight to the cut of the point. Our country doesn't really take care of that. If you're rich, yes, but if you're not, you're going to struggle. It's going to be, I want to say it was almost $100,000, $150,000 or something in debt or bills that these people racked up, and it was all paid for by charitable donations. There are other things too out there that help. Like they had various organizations around help them pay their mortgage so they didn't lose their house since they had to quit their jobs. that. I can yammer on forever, but the kid has not done anything wrong, right, or anything yet. It's so unfair that they don't have the chance to do that. So
they don't have the chance to do something wrong.
They can do whatever they want to do. They can be a teenager and make a fool of themselves. Whatever it means, it's super important to me that young people get the help that they need, and that these families don't go bankrupt and homeless because they have to give every penny that they can possibly scrounge to take care of their kids.
Without a doubt. I mean, thanks. That's a message to all of you who have donated and keep donating. It's just like you make a difference out there, and I think Sean delivered that very well of just exactly the struggles. And sometimes we don't know the struggles of where the money fully goes to. But like it says, that family who's in debt, your money helps out those people. And so again, we've so many thank yous for being a supporter of us, just being a supporter of the Seattle Children's Hospital. It goes out to you. And I want to address Loveless81 brings up even a story for themselves of my cousin's son has been to a children's hospital several times.
I want to interject real quick.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Ozum just donated $66. Oh,
thank you so much, Bozum.
Thank you.
Kev's alerts are not working.
Oh, no. Blame OBS.
And Bozum, thank you so much. But without a doubt, Loveless brings up my cousin's son has been to a children's hospital several times and had to have heart surgery. He is 7 now, and he still has to go back to checkups regularly. Visiting him there, you see so many sad stories. And that's the thing, is sometimes we forget that like there's kids out there who aren't having really what a life of a kid is. I mean, I myself, I'm an educator, and I see that sometimes of just like there's complications out there and it's so hard, but it's wonderful to have someone like Sean, someone like all of our group who go out there and, you know, try to make a difference in the world. And though it might be 1, 2, 5 families we help out, that's more than enough. I mean, that's sometimes we just can't help everything, but as long as we can help someone alleviate the pain and the suffering they go through, that's all that matters. It's wonderful of, you know, just hearing all that information and stuff. But let's go to a little bit of lighter hearted topic, and we'll go. So let's talk about what brought you into streaming, because of course, like it didn't start off with the 24-hour stream. It started off with you and you sort of bringing across a group, and then you start streaming. But what brought you into streaming? Like what was the big blast for yourself of like, I'm gonna stream, I'm gonna video game stream and have fun?
I think it was Rarson.
Is he here? Is Rarson here?
I don't think he's here.
No,
he's probably
here.
sleeping.
But for you guys who do not know, so the three of us have known each other for a while before Sharkum started streaming. We all met in a chat call for GN Gamer Nexus, who's a wonderful sponsor for our stream and gives us a lot of items to donate and for the giveaways and stuff. But we all met each other. We were just like shooting and joking, and then one day Sean just was like, hey, I'm streaming, if anyone wants to come play PUBG, come along. And we used to just hop in and play. And then one day he just made a Discord, and we would just use the Discord for chat. And before that, I mean, we were in the GN Discord playing, and then eventually we kind of
how many people were in that Discord when we first jumped in? Like
it was like
10,
maybe
like 10.
No, like 30. I like came in when there's like 30.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually it became like 100. But you always had like a 30 active users, and then it just blew up. And it was to a point where like I didn't know who was who, and so we sort of like brought up and everything. But so it was Rarson who got you to like go streaming?
It was definitely Rarson.
I did not know that. I did not know that it was Rarson actually who.
I think so. PUBG was the thing, right? Yeah. So Becca, like she said, she was gone. She was at school and she was working at night. So I was playing video games. And then like we were chatting with Rarson, and he was just in voice chat with us. And he was like, I wish I could watch you play because I want to see what's happening. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll stream.
Oh yeah, and this was before Discord had its live streaming option. So
it did, that's true.
Yeah, this was a long time ago.
This was he used to like make bets ago with you, right? Didn't he make bets with you? He'd be like, try to do like a headshot with a handgun or something. If you do it, I'll give you like some money.
Yep, he did. Him and Zarkon both.
Oh, Zycon, yeah.
Help
ZDG.
support right in the beginning.
Oh, ZDG. Oh man.
Yeah,
Tip of a glass of ZDG. Love that band.
Rarson and ZDG bought me my first things. They bought me my first camera and they bought me my first mic. And then
what was your starting mic, and what do you have now?
It was a Blue Yeti. This is an 8kg cardioid that goes into
the
like
Blue Yeti is still decent. I mean, I think Kevin and I both have a Blue Yeti
We
going.
both have Blue Yetis.
Yeah, that was
I sent that Blue Yeti to Michael and he says it doesn't work, but I think it's because his cat / him ripped the cable out too many times. They're fine mics.
We see your questions out there. We'll go ahead and we'll ask him at the end some of those questions. So I see them. I'm collecting them. So Shanty, your question will be answered at the end of the stream. I promise you.
Or will it? We'll
Maybe
see.
Won't. Maybe
that's up to Sean if he even has an explanation.
Let's talk about just the group. So the group today is without a doubt Nate's still part of it, even though Nate's not around as much. He's still part of it.
Nate is getting Starlink whenever it becomes available. It's supposed to be like mid this year.
So let's talk about some of these group members and how you found them. So let's and I know at least some of these stories, but I'll bring them into the group. So let's talk about Nate and Michael. So how did they come into your life, into this 24-hour stream, and how did you know them?
You want to know how I met Michael? I was 15 in high school, and we hung out often. Like. We went to like fast food restaurants together instead of like after school, and we hung out. Yeah, basically a dating app. Oh no, Becca dating app. I thought she said he found him. That's what I read out of the corner of my eye. But no, I've known Michael forever, 20 years or something now, more than that. And we just have gamed forever. We've lived together on and off. That kind of stuff. Nate, I worked with.
And how was that? Years. Was that fun?
Working with Nate?
Yes.
Nightmare. Nate's a nightmare. I know he's not watching this, so.
Nate was fun. I enjoyed playing with Nate the second stream.
I don't think I ever actually talked to Nate.
I came on the second stream and Brandy came on too, that's correct, right? Brandy was with us for the second stream?
Shelby.
Oh no, it's Shelby. My bad, Shelby. Oh, I feel terrible. I love you, Shelby. You're the best. No, Shelby came on for the second stream, and so Shelby, who exactly is Shelby? How did you get a connection with Shelby? Because I know she's Becca's soulmate, apparently. But did Becca know Shelby before you met her, or did Shelby come along with you from a group of friends?
Shelby and Brandy both came with Becca from where they worked. They worked together.
Oh, at Michael's or somewhere else?
Yeah, Michael's.
Michael's. Oh, the devious world of Michael's. Oh, I remember we used to have
none of them work there anymore, thankfully.
Yeah, I remember we used to have conversations and like Jackbox and stuff like, how does Michael stay alive with the like 40% off and all their random coupons and stuff? Oh, those were the days.
So yeah. Now on go ahead, you were saying something?
I don't know. They met there, and I don't know the exact story of that. I just know that when Becca decides someone's going to be their friend, then they don't have a choice. So
you don't have a choice. I'm gonna love them till they're my friends.
As the way retail jobs work, you become best friends with all your coworkers there. I know that's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true for all of her coworkers or not, but
fair enough. So
yeah, no.
Bobby, I think I kind of know how you met Bobby. That was that through WoW?
Yeah, I was 100%.
I've known Bobby almost as long as I've known Michael. It's been 17 years or something.
But how did you initially meet Bobby?
WoW Classic.
Yeah, they were in a guild together, right?
We raided together. We shed blood and tears digitally many years ago. Wiped on the same boss together many times.
Becca, we all know
World of Warcraft is a dating app, basically. There were like weddings in it and stuff.
I'm sure.
Tim is Becca's brother. And then how'd you meet butt checks? That's my question.
I think he's now going by checks.
Oh, he's not going by checks? I still call him butt checks. I will always call him butt checks.
I just want to say something real fast. I want to say that we're now $44 away from $8,000, which is insane. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for everyone who is donating. Again, we'll give you a shout out for those who are donating. Very much thank you. And again, like I said, you make all the difference out there.
So how did I meet Tyler? I met Tyler through improv. I met him before improv in passing, but then I really became good friends with him at improv, because when you do improv, you will become friends with people.
Was this an improv class like outside of just a every like normal class, or was it like a college thing?
It was a normal class that we both paid for and attended. We did shows together.
For those who have been long watchers and those who haven't, I will say that Sean and Tyler's streams have probably been some of the most entertaining when they're together. There was one time where we were playing a game and all of a sudden Tyler's like, I want to go jump in the pool. And he goes out and like Sean's like, I'm just going to go jump in the pool. And they're gone for a good like 20 to 40 minutes and the stream's like live. I'm like, where are these guys? And they like come back soaked.
Loveless just donated $44. Hey, the alert works.
Thank you so much.
I told you I fixed it by doing absolutely nothing.
Yep. Thank you, Loveless. And also thank you everybody for pushing us to $8,000. We are well on our way to break our previous year records, by the way.
Do we need a crowdfund or crowd source a $8,000 idea now?
8,010. So either I did math wrong or somebody else donated $10. And it hasn't said anything yet.
All right, I'll make one up. So for the 24-hour stream, you can send me a beer request, and I will drink that
I failed
beer.
At math.
I've
had half of this, which is the most alcohol I've had in like a year and a half. So I'm
blame it on the alcohol.
Feeling it.
Doesn't your stream like have a donation total on it?
And so Loveless let her know that it was her cousin's. So are you saying it's your cousin's kid whose 44 was her favorite number, which is why I donated that number? If anyone's curious, laughing out loud. So who is her with 44? Because we want to at least recognize them, Loveless. But again, thank you so much. So, my mother.
Yes, in honor of her mother.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much. And again, I'll tip my glass to your mother. Thank you very much to her, raising a wonderful person.
Oh, I need a cool stein.
A very generous person.
Drinking out of a can.
I should. I'll be back.
Go get your Gamers Nexus glass.
I have a big weight glass. I can go get that. But let's continue on. So one of the fun ones was and then the other one was the Chilean stream. Remember that one?
You mean the Monopoly stream?
Monopoly, right?
Yes. So Tyler and I were playing one-on-one Monopoly. And I don't know why, but I got raided by some Chilean streamer. So there was like 5,000 people watching me play Monopoly one-on-one. And we were in a situation where Tyler had just enough leverage on me where he could have just slowly dwindled me away, but there was nothing else to buy. So he was getting like $100 from me at a time. And it was going to take like 17 hours or something for him to beat me if we just kept going in circles.
Are we talking
after I think like hour 7, we just gave up.
Talking about the Chileans.
The Chilean raid, yeah. Do you remember?
We haven't done a board game in a long time. What's that?
We should play Uno online. That is.
I have several of us bought Monopoly and Uno on Uplay.
Yeah, that's right. I have it. It's great.
Talking about that, because I know where most of the entries. How many were Chilean during Like for the PCs. Like, do you know how many were from Chile?
None.
I would like to like believe that just a bunch of Chileans were just like, I gotta get on this.
I actually don't know. There are no winners. I can tell you really fast if there were any. They're not going to be in that one. Let's look at this one. Locations. I still think it's none.
No, none from Chile, according to the data on the website.
9
how are we
entries.
doing on the Steam Key giveaway, Kev? Are we ready to do our first giveaway?
Yeah. What is it? What's the game?
This game is called, and let me go ahead and get to it. Loop Hero.
Loop Hero. Didn't that like?
So Loop Hero, it just came out. It is a wonderful sort of roguelike game. And instead of playing a character, you are instead playing a dungeon master. You are to make the dungeon for your character. They go through the dungeon. If you make it easy, they can pass through it easy, but they won't get much experience points. And as you go building dungeons time after time, you have to sort of make it where it's hard enough for them to pass, for them to get the experience points to be ready for the next level. And so you're sort of trying to build the perfect route for your hero by not making it too hard, but enough for them to get experience. It's a really fun game. It just came out, so we're giving that away. And then our last game at the end of the day is going to be Resident Evil 2. You're available to win both games. So long as you're going in, you can get the game. So again,
please type ! ticket in the chat, and you should be good to go.
All right. And so let's go ahead and go on to the next topic, which is what do we go from here with the 24-hour stream? I know you have big plans. How about you share right now with your followers and those who are watching? What are the big plans now going forward for yourself?
So yesterday we signed paperwork finalizing the process to start funding a nonprofit. And we're super excited. With that, we'll go hopefully even bigger charitable efforts for Seattle Children's Hospital. Becca says adopt a dog, which is true. It's on my list. I want to adopt a dog.
But okay, so what kind of dog would you choose?
I want a chocolate lab. Or something next to a chocolate lab.
I get that. My wife wants a lab.
But do you want one?
I mean, that's a whole trail story, but it was one of my favorite dogs as a kid. Used to beat up my older brothers for me. But so yeah, we founded the nonprofit. That's going to hopefully help us continue to grow our Extra Life fundraising efforts, as well as potentially add more charitable efforts. Potentially like animal shelter things. It's a really important thing to me personally. We've got some people lined up for it, and there are a number of things that I want to do to potentially provide some courses, some training, help teach other people how to improve their online fundraising efforts. So it'll be a two-prong thing. We're going to try to continue to grow our charitable efforts as a team, and then also try to help get other people off the ground. Looking through my time helping with Extra Life Guild and things like that, there's just there's some people that just need some help, a little bit of a push or a little kick to get that first dollar donated so that they can figure out where to go. So I want to do some helping with that. But yes, like Becca says, education plus fundraisers.
No, and without a doubt. And right now, if you have questions about what it means to do a 24-hour stream or even start fundraiser or nonprofit, now's the time to ask those questions. But we can only get so far. And I know we're almost hitting to the 45. We said 45, but are you okay going to the hour to 8 today?
So that's kind of what I assumed.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit till 8 because I got more questions. Kev, you have a question right now?
I got a question. So we've been you've done over 3 years of fundraisers now. Talking to someone that wants to get started, what's something you would have done different in your first year, if there's anything?
I would have worked on speaking about the event to more people rather than worrying about things like advertising or things like that. Um, Word of mouth is your thing. You need to tell more people and ask those people to talk about it more. And that's way more powerful in my experience than just like posting a sign or making a pamphlet or a flyer or something. Be knowledgeable about what you do. Be able to rattle off a few key facts. Make yourself sound like
Like
you're
about
telling the
to do
truth,
it.
like you're
Yeah.
really out there to raise money, and you're not just trying to get people to do whatever. Um, be completely honest. There's nothing to lie about here. You're out to try to raise money for a good cause.
Trying
Um,
to do good. If you're honest, the donations will come.
so that was a little bit of just a like guidance, but also lessons I learned. I didn't exactly lie to anybody. It was a stupid thing to say there, but yeah. No, just try to talk to people one by one. Try to convince people what you're doing matters, that their dollar matters. It didn't occur to me really how much every single dollar mattered. It was I was trying to get like the $20 donations, $20 donations. Try to do that. Try to get there, but you can get 100 people to donate $1. You've raised $100.
Yep.
So the value of every dollar has changed just from it's hard to set a goal and then think about getting 100 donations. So you try to get a $20 donation when you're new, and it's just not that important.
So in your first year, the goal was 500, correct?
The first year's total goal was $500. We tried to raise $250 in the first event.
So
and he blew it out of
yeah,
water on that one.
over $4,000.
Yeah, the first event was I want to say 14 or 15, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
14 or 1500.
Another like word of advice: don't be discouraged if you don't hit your goal initially, because
Yes.
yeah.
I remember
um you should be setting a goal that is more than you think you can raise, and you should never stop doing that.
I remember when you first started, you were like looking up information and you were looking up like tips of just like, I remember you were talking to us about it and just like, set a goal that's realistic and everything and stuff. And of course, don't kill yourself. Nate clearly didn't listen to that advice with drinking.
He learned his lesson real hard, and he taught a good one to the rest of us. So,
but without a doubt, so let's continue on to these 24-hour streams and going on. What has been for you probably the one where you're just like, what happened?
Sweet.
Becca won the.
Good job, Becca. Your husband's gonna love that game, or you.
Do you kill anything in it? Do you fight things?
No, so you sort of it's sort of like you're making dungeons, and I'll show you. It's sort of cool. So it's sort of like you're the sim creator of the game. You are the developer of the game. You're not
Becca
fighting.
might
Your
like that.
character will move through it.
So what you're saying? This is Sims.
Yeah, it's a simulator. It's pretty cool. I played it. I loved it. It's sort of a game you would play when you're in a meeting, on a Zoom meeting, if you ever on one.
Tim is chosen.
Oh no! Now Tim's never going to play Valheim with me.
He's just going to stick with Destiny. He's still hiring me.
So continuing on here, for you, what has been probably one of your most memorable streams of like the streams you have done before? What has been like probably the most memorable, or like this has just been great. I'm having fun.
I think I mean, I've enjoyed all of them, but I think the greatest one was the last one of 2020. I don't know why.
The one with Ark?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
No, that wasn't the Ark one, was it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, it was the Ark one.
Yeah. I believe it was, yeah.
I really enjoyed the Ark stuff because it was new to me, really. So I was kind of learning it and all that, and we
the
all
running of the T-Rexes and stuff.
The only one that knew
when we popped over the wall and said there's a T-Rex outside and we're all gonna die. Yes.
And we were all freaking out. I do remember that. That has been by far still one of the funnest streams, like the 24 hour.
Yeah, Bobby wasn't there, so it was just us learning.
Yeah.
Yep. There was no one to guide us, and it was pretty fun.
Why do I feel like Bobby was there?
Bobby was there in chat, but Bobby was not. And Bobby kept mentioning in chat, I kept telling you guys to play this. And I remember right after we were on this huge, like, 3 months streak of just playing Ark purely, and like we were like building ridiculous like bases and going on journeys and travels.
Oh, let me see. I'm gonna pull up the old page from the end of 2020.
That was the one that we had 7 Days to Die. That was
yeah, it was 7 Days to Die.
Oh no, yeah, the last one was the 7 Days to Die. Never mind, it wasn't the Ark one. That was 7 Days to Die.
Yeah, the introduction to Game Beasts and Pummel Party.
Which that was the one with Brandy for the first time. No, second time.
Yeah,
it was Woodrow's first.
Mm-hmm. And we had Pummel Party. That's right. That's right. Oh, 7 Days to Die was fun though.
That, for whatever reason, that one ended up being like, to me, the most memorable because not only was it in the middle of the pandemic, like confusion and everything was what it was at that time. Everyone was very generous, and we as a team were very much in sync. Like it's the last time, like this one in February and the time before that, we were all, some people were asleep in their chairs and some people were jazzed up. But I felt like in the end of 2020, it was the most fun because we all had to like stop and stretch at the same time or we weren't going to make it. And we just kind of were, somehow it just synced up. And I thought that was pretty fun. It was just, and then we all woke up at the same time. Some of us. Nobody got sick and had to leave. That was an accomplishment. Nobody pushed it too hard or had too much caffeine. Yeah. Bobby even stayed awake and stayed the whole time.
Yeah,
it was a big hit.
Didn't you get sick on the end of the second 2021 cipher? You had like stomach something on with your stomach.
Oh, no, that's right. No, I needed to have a root canal.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right after the stream, I literally went and had a root canal, an emergency root canal. I literally found an emergency dentist and I had a root canal. That was not fun. Yeah.
But you made it.
So the 24-hour stream has always been a bad luck for me somehow or some way. Like, I'm not saying like it's just something will always happen to me on a 24-hour stream, and I've come to accept it. That it's just, I think I've only ever had one time where nothing bad happened to me. But what one was, I had the first day at my new job teaching at a new school was that Monday, and I did a 24-hour stream right before going. So like I'm exhausted Sunday, and I'm trying to I gotta get ready for Monday. And like I get there at work, and I'm just like, oh god, this is not gonna end well for me.
Was that after the first WoW one?
That one was that was not after the first WoW one. The first stream I ever did, nothing bad happened to me. It was after. I think that's the only one where nothing bad happened to me. From then on, like it's just been bad moment. I just accept like something bad's gonna happen every time a 24-hour stream happens. It's like the universe is telling me don't be friends with Sean. I was just like, I refuse.
Everyone seems to take the Monday off after, and
I do not. I don't believe in taking days off. Like as a teacher, I refuse to have a sub because I'll just have more work and more problems with the sub.
I think after this last one, I'm gonna start doing it because I was like not functional that next Monday.
There was no reason for you to go.
I'm at a new job. I don't have vacation time yet.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
One of my kids, one time, I came sick because I'm an elementary teacher, said, Mr. Russell, you should take the day off. And I looked at them and said, if I took the day off, can you promise me you won't go to the principal's office? And they looked at me and just like, I can't do that, Mr. Rosas. I was like, yeah, that's exactly why I'm here today, buddy. Treating you at a principal's office. It's just how it is. It's just like I'd rather have my kids not be getting in trouble than release them to a sub. It's just how I am. But going forward, so now that you're going into nonprofit, what's been the biggest thing you've learned transitioning from just a fun 24-hour to Extra Life to a nonprofit? Like, what are some things you have learned?
A whole lot more work. I mean, the 24-hour fundraisers are already a lot of work, but like the biggest transition was probably how we did raffles and giveaways. I was really concerned that we were not going to hit the fundraising marks that we wanted to hit if prizes weren't a raffle. This is a peek behind closed doors. And by the way, that was totally wrong because we raised far more than we have before. So I was certain that we would still get donations. I wasn't sure that we would get as many, but I've been proven wrong and everybody is great. So figuring out that legal stuff is probably the hardest transition for me.
Have you have any questions? I got a couple more, but if you got one, shoot it off.
So since we are going into this nonprofit, what is the first order of business externally? Like, what do you want to accomplish first with the nonprofit?
I would like to add a charitable effort for animal shelters. And this is a really tough one because it's between that and getting the training and the stuff that goes along with the training right up there. So it's really the two things that are going to be happening side by side.
We have a request for recruitment from Nori. You'd like to be the chief GPU?
Nori, you don't want to be the chief GPU officer. You don't get the GPUs. That's something we had to learn. Just like if you're gonna continue 24-hour, you're outside of the.
It's true.
The winning.
Once you become part of this, you get nothing.
This is coming from Cypher, the man who used to come in every time during Sean's like Steam giveaway keys and just be winning. Like I have a good 10 Steam keys from Sean.
I did win a lot of everything.
I did win. There's only been one stream, a 24-hour stream where I have not won something, and it was not this most recent, but the one previous. I did not win anything.
I'd also like to point out that I've never won any of Becca's cookies. It seems like
it's pretty great. I've had Becca's cookies delivered.
Not once.
I also got vegan beef jerky once, and I looked at it just like, is this Sean trying to like slight me because I'm always against vegan stuff?
That was inclusivity. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the cookies are Tracy, not Becca most of the time.
So we're coming to the end. One last question. What's the next big thing you want to be moving forward with the nonprofit? Like what's your, because I know you're not just focusing totally on 24-hour streams. You want to do other things. What are some of those plans that you have going forward that you want to work on? So a little sneak peek behind the working of what some ideas you're hoping to go forward from here to let your audience know.
I will. So the sneak peek terms that I've used is grow our charitable efforts and possibly yours. And what I mean by that is potentially providing some resources that the average person might not be able to get their hands on. To have some training classes where we can teach them things about social media, corporate communication, potentially even improv. Potentially. These are all the things we want to do. And if you finish this course, then potentially the charitable effort, or the nonprofit will help lift your charitable efforts up. See what we can do to help grow yours. All this, of course, is going to be free because it is a nonprofit. So
yeah. we have a question from Shanty34. They asked a while back, why the name Sharkums? How'd you get the name Sharkums? Okay, I know this story, but of course, share with the viewers. How did you get Sharkums?
So I was like 14, 15, somewhere in there, and I built a website, and it was called gamingalliance.org, and it was a real thing, and you can actually find it on the Wayback Machine. And it was one of my first streams, and it involved a forum that basically could be segmented apart to host clans in different FPSs, and actually allowed for esports. And this was like 2001 or something, I think. So I basically had built a esports website to host various clans for like Unreal Tournament and things like that from way back when. And I was in the midst of doing that, and along the same lines, there was a website called Sharky Extreme, which most people probably haven't heard of at this point, but I don't even know if it's still around. I'm pretty sure it's not owned by the same guy. But we used to, me and that Sharky, I was Sharky, and that Sharky used to chat on ICQ about our websites. And I was just like, you know what? You have a bigger thing going right now, so I'm just going to step down, and I'm just going to go with Sharkums. That's just what I came up with. And that's where
they have like a hardware review site, Sharky Extreme.
Yeah, tech stuff, hardware stuff. Way back.
Mr. Alex Sharky Ross.
Yep. I think he's
They're not around, but there's at least some questions about him on Reddit.
I'm sure he's like a mega millionaire now, or because he kept his website going, and mine did not, for reasons that I don't want to throw anyone under the bus loudly on this, so I'll just leave that there.
But without a doubt, I think what Sharkums and Friends came from you and me just shooting around like some names for your like stream. And I'm like Sharkum and Friends, and I literally just did it as like a joke about Barney and stuff, and then like came to be, and I love it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I always wanted there to be other people hosting things on here, and now the nonprofit will step that up, and it's a perfect name.
Well, without a doubt, I mean, it's been a great journey, and for all those who are listening and stuff, thank you for the donations. You guys did so much. To Shanty, who else was our donators?
Ozum and Loveless.
Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you guys so much for donating. And again, like I said, we'll be here every we'll be out here streaming every Wednesday. We'll be having different members of the Sharkums and Friend family, and not just that, sponsors. But first of all, let's I also want to address one more person, Mike from Cooler Master, who has joined the family as well, and also has been one of the biggest help for sponsors. How did you end up meeting Mike before we head out here? Because I want to give at least a shout out to how thankful we've been to him through these 24 hours.
So I had a friend that hooked me up with Cooler Master's North America entity. And Mike works for the EU/global office, so they're separate. They're essentially separate entities. So, I was in the Build a PC Discord, and then a guy named Yuzi, who some people have seen his name floating around. He's on our sponsor list every time because he always donates to help pay for shipping. He threw it out there, and Mike saw the message, and Mike said, well, we should be doing it too. Then he DM'd me, and then it turned out he was in Seattle, so we went down and met him and hung out, and we had dinner, and then we did a Mexican restaurant a few weeks later, and now we're really good friends.
So is really Mike is that
wanted sorry
Is Mike how you got your first contact with Cooler Master?
No.
Okay, so you already had a previous relationship.
Yeah, I had a different way in, but not quite as powerful. Mike wanted to do something with charitable efforts. He really wanted to. His boss supports that. So he was really inspired by it. And then I gave him the info on what we had raised in 2019. And we raised a rather amazing amount, considering that we're not some huge streaming entity or whatever. And then we just kind of bonded and talked a lot, and still do all the time.
Now you guys will talk even more.
Even more.
And I want to thank everyone for joining our first podcast, The Bearded Kevins. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you had a good time chilling.
Hope you learned something about the community.
Oh, what was that?
I hope you guys learned something extra about the community if you didn't.
Yep. With that, Sean Sharkums, head us out. This is your moment. You have a good few times to give your shout out and anything you want to share, and then we'll go ahead and say our goodbyes.
So we have signed the paperwork for the nonprofit. Between now and May, all bits and subs will come to me, and they will be used to help pay for the costs of forming this nonprofit. So every bit and every sub you give is used for that, and every dollar you donate to our charitable efforts at Extra Life go directly to them. 2 different things. We'll be back in August for another 24-hour fundraiser.
And anywhere we're supposed to be looking in the future for a possible way to help with this nonprofit, a website or something you want to share?
Yeah, so sharkumsandfriends.com will get updated. It will still be there. It'll be probably sharkumsandfriends.org. And come hang out with us on Discord and follow on Twitter and social medias, because they'll start to spin up. You can find all that stuff at sharkumsandfriends.com right now.
And again, I want to remind you guys that you are the viewers who made this podcast happen. Thank you so much for supporting us, supporting this 24-hour stream and the future nonprofit. And also, let's go ahead and give a thanks to Sharkums, or Sean, who brought us all together. And I myself, and I bet Kevin could say it itself, it's been a wonderful group of friends. I mean, has it been already 5 years we've been together?
Yeah.
5? Has it
5 years? It's been longer.
I think it's close to 6.
Longest
it's been
relationship I have ever had, probably, in my life, apart from my childhood friend.
It's got to be getting close to 6 now.
I feel like end of 2017 was when I found you, or found everyone on the GN chat.
Yeah.
When did the Ryzen 1700 come out? March 7th, 2017. This is year 4.
Okay, so end of 2016. There you go.
I remember that was my first fight with Larson, because he was like saying Ryzen was going to be the coming of God. The first one, I'm just like, it's not the coming of God. It's going to come later. And then like got proven wrong, got mad about it.
And yet,
Becca and I have been married for almost 5 years. That's also true. So
that's right. We had met you right when you had met Becca. That's right.
But didn't you forget your recent anniversary? Was it a thing?
Yes.
All right. We love you guys. We're going to go ahead and sign out. And again, thank you so much for coming out. We'll see you guys on Wednesday with the new guests. We'll announce hopefully on Sunday who our new guest is and what we're going to be talking about. But like I said, this is going to possibly be pretty much the scenario. We're just talking, joking around. Sean will always be there. He's going to be our producer. He may jump in and talk a few times, ask some questions and stuff. But I appreciate you guys all coming out here.
We have to finish the giveaway before we log out, or it'll break.
We have to do the giveaway. That's right. Who wins?
Oh, Shanty, because he's the only one that joined.
Oh, congratulations, Shanty! 100% giveaway. It's yours. Enjoy Resident Evil 2, buddy. Remastered, not the old.
This is the remaster. We just played through that. That was really good.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Awesome. I will message that to you, Shanty. And yep. Thank you all for watching, and see you next week.
Bye.